What's next for the Cincinnati Bengals? Jaden Daniels and the Commanders went into Cincinnati and beat the brakes off the Bengals. I know the score was only 5-point difference, but from the beginning, there was no doubt that the Commanders were going to win. Jaden Daniels really impressed me. He looked great from the pocket, and when he needed to use his feet, he did. He set the record for highest completion percentage in a single game by a rookie. But today, I'm here to talk about what's going wrong with the Bengals, where did it start to go wrong, and what can they try and do to fix it. For starters, I think a large majority of this falls on the head coach, Zac Taylor. And I don't necessarily mean the play calling or decisions in the game. I mean, it seems like he lost the culture in the locker room, like his message isn't hitting anymore. Now, I also think the front office has done a terrible job over the last 2 or 3 years, but I'll get to them in a second. Everyone has seen how much shit the Bengals players have been talking, even after losses. Especially Cam Taylor-Britt, basically saying that they have a college offense, nice college offense as you can see down there, and they say don't make him do a lot. This is what Zac Taylor had to say in the post-game presser.
That's not what we do. That's not what we do. We praise our own team, praise the other team. We don't need to take shots like that.
Now what he said there was right, and it was good, but why doesn't Cam Taylor-Britt already know this? Why is he saying this after the fact? It just makes me wonder how much Zac Taylor actually has a connection with his players. And his players are on a historic run. No team has ever talked as much shit as them without accomplishing anything. Here he is getting torched, by the way, just by running straight. This is another angle. He just runs straight. I guess college offenses can do this too. Like I said, I also think the Bengals front office is a large part of why this team's struggling. This is from Cincinnati Jungle. It's like a Bengals blog or whatever. It says Duke Tobin is the de facto GM, but Mike Brown and Katie and Troy Blackburn have guided the team through the changes over the last couple years, sorry. And I think they've handled it terribly. This is Bengals owner Mike Brown. He's been known to be stingy with his money and not really wanting to pay any of his guys. And to me, this is the biggest factor in why the Bengals are struggling. A couple seasons ago, after making the Super Bowl, they let Jesse Bates walk. They needed to pay this guy, and it's showing now that they need him on this defense. Here's a couple names just from this past offseason. DJ Reader, they need him because their defensive line sucks. They can't stop the run. Awuzie was their best defensive player this past season, or past couple seasons, in my opinion. He's a lockdown corner. To me, how is Lou Anarumo supposed to coach this team with not as good players? They didn't want to pay any of their players and let them all walk. And then they paid Joe Burrow, who is consistently injured. They were going to pay Jamar Chase. Don't pay Jamar Chase. Piss Jamar Chase off. He'd missed all of training camp and everything. He just became looking like himself again. They didn't pay Tyler Boyd, obviously. He went to the Titans. They didn't pay T. Higgins. He's on a franchise tag. No wonder this team's off to an 0-3 start and looks like they're lost. It's just the same old Bengals. This is a post on Twitter from Olivia Ray. She covers everything Cincinnati, basically. It says, instead of walking to the locker room after the game, Joe Burrow went to the coach's office with Zac Taylor and Lou Anarumo followed behind. Now, obviously, things need to change, but I don't think this is all on Lou Anarumo. He has no dogs back there. They didn't pay anybody. So to recap, I think this falls on Zac Taylor for losing the locker room, but mostly I think it falls on the front office and not being able to pay any of the players just because they're stingy. Let me know who you guys think this falls on in the comments below. Make sure to like and follow.